Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I help my client lose over 11 pounds and inches, eating over 500 calories more a day in just 90 days. Here's the deal though. She actually came to me, she hit 36. She had chronic digestive issues. She was on a carnivore diet. If she would rear away from that and have any carbs, she would get chronic gas, bloating, pain. She had constipation, hormone imbalances, stubborn belly fat, fatigue, cravings. She even struggled with anemia and nutrient deficiencies as well, leading to that chronic fatigue. She was doing all of the things, but not getting results. Today, she is going to be joining me, and we're going to be going over everything that we did with her diet, training, nutrition, supplements to get her to lose over 11 pounds, get rid of chronic fatigue, eliminate constipation or having 2 to 3 bowel movements a day naturally, and finally heal her gut, balance out her hormones, and get her body and confidence back in her skin. We're going to be covering everything on low carb diets, intermittent fasting, how to balance your hormones for weight loss, everything on gut health elimination diets. And there's so much information in this video on holistic health and wellness. So anybody 40 plus, all my women on their weight loss, gut health, healing journey, this video is for you.
Your little videos and whatever you would post for a while, like for quite a while. And me joining something like this isn't something that I had ever done. Like, it's just not a thing that I would do. And then I thought, you know what? Let me just reach out and see what it's all about. And so that's how I kind of contacted you. But in terms of me, yeah, it was a lot of stomach issues mainly, plus belly fat. And I'm like, I don't understand why this is happening when I'm eating so healthy.
Yeah.
So that's what, to me, like, I could understand if I was eating like terrible food. I would totally get it. Obviously, you stop eating the terrible food and do whatever. But when you're already kind of like what I thought was very healthy, like, what was going on? So this is what the issue was. Like, I didn't know what to do anymore.
Yeah. So you were eating the healthy diet. You see so much on gut health. And you're like, okay, I'm going to cut out the gluten, the dairy. But you were in a place where you were dealing with chronic constipation, gas pains, bloating. How was that impacting you? Did you feel pregnant? Did your pants fit?
It was terrible. Yeah. And I just didn't even feel comfortable with even going out. Like, my friends would want to get together. And they're my friends. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, of course they would never, whatever. But myself, I was always hard on myself. Like, I've always been very hard on myself. And regardless, like, I would put stuff on. I'm like, why do I look like I'm twice the size I should be? Like, it was just, I didn't feel comfortable with myself. I didn't feel good.
Like inflamed, maybe?
Inflamed. Yes, that would be the good word for it, for sure. Well, I just didn't feel good about myself.
And
physically, internally, mentally, everything. Yeah.
And did you have any types of cravings or any type of energy issues with chronic fatigue? What were those other symptoms? Because a lot of women, we want the weight loss. We have all of these different issues going on too.
So always tired most of my days. Like, I think that was the word out of my mouth, 5 times a day. I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. A lot of it had to do with that I was, anemic too. So that was another issue. And just getting through my days was always like a bit of a struggle. I feel like I had to force myself to get through the day. Like, I did get through my days, but it was like a struggle. Like, it was a struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, like constant naps you felt like you needed, the cravings, a little energy.
For sure.
And by the way, now, how are we feeling? How's that energy, by the way?
Oh, much better. Of course, I have my tired days. It's just, I think, human nature and life, very busy life.
Yeah.
But overall, my energy has changed significantly. Like, I can get through the day and not feel wiped out. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still doing things and not feeling like, oh my gosh, I just need to sit down and stop. Like, so that has changed a lot.
So, I mean, that's a huge one. People don't understand too, is that when we have things like anemia or we're having a lot of these deficiencies, all of that does start in our gut. So if we were not just, you don't have to be bloated to have gut health issues. You parents, your mom could have been a C-section, her mom been on antibiotics. You don't even know. It's the generations passed down. And then if you yourself have been through chronic stress or antibiotics, that's where we start getting a lot of the stress, ripping the holes in the gut lining, and then we're not absorbing and stimulating our nutrients. So, with you, we had the chronic fatigue, we had the anemia, and with everything, we focused on healing your gut. And by doing that, we got you to lose 11 pounds. We got you pooping 2+ times a day. We got the energy back, all naturally with the gut. And we're going to go into what we did with your nutrition and all of that. But someone coming to me from more of a carnivore kind of place where we felt that every time we added in carbohydrates, our body would swell, get bloated, get gassy. How has this been that you're actually eating over 100 carbs a day plus, and we're eating more calories? I got your balanced macros for your body. But how do you feel with the fact that we completely switched and you're actually losing weight, healing your gut, and feeling phenomenal?
I can't believe it. Especially when we first started, as you know, I could barely get through the amount of macros that you had given me, and it wasn't even that much. But just to get through the food portions according to the macros, I was like, oh my gosh, this is too much food, because I wasn't eating that much. And to get through that, I was like, how am I to eat this food? Like, it's just too much, even though it wasn't. But for me, it was, because I was eating so little. And the fact that you were incorporating the carbs, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. But somehow I don't know. You're a magician, Elizabeth.
Why did you trust me? Because I know it's like the first week is the scariest, because you guys come to me with like, I can't have any of these things, and you're gonna make me feel worse. So how did that just shift? And you're like, okay, Liz, I'm eating the carbs.
You know what? I just said to myself, I have to just trust the process. Like, that's what I thought. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to trust her. She knows what she's doing. And I'm going to just follow the program. And so that's what I did. And it's working. So I can't say anything, that it hasn't worked. And I'm eating carbs. I mean, wow.
How does your mindset feel about that, though? Like, how has that shifted your relationship with food, do you feel?
Oh, I feel calmer about it, let's say. Not as, let's say, scared of it. I don't know what the word is. Like, yeah. So I'm happy, or for sure. I think carbs make everybody happy. I mean, I don't understand how it's working, really, but it is working. And I've trusted you, and I would tell anybody to trust you, to be honest, because I didn't think I would be able to feel this good. So I'm happy about that.
And just only been 12 weeks where I've told you, I'm like, we're just started. I'm like, we got you healing, and now we're going to keep this momentum. And to me, that's the biggest thing. And I want to hit the carbohydrate approach kind of with your diet, because I feel like a lot of women, this is going to be very helpful right now.
Mm-hmm.
We all need a certain amount of carbohydrates in our body. And especially for us women too, if we look at like our cortisol pattern, our cortisol is highest in the morning because we're fasted all night. We need cortisol to give you that boost of energy to wake you up. The problem is when we're in that chronic state of stress all the time, it really throws off our circadian rhythm. When it comes to carbohydrates, a big thing that we don't really understand is that we need a certain amount of carbohydrates, even as women. And there's so many different diets out there, especially the low carb and carnivore right now. And I want a big thing for us to hear this out. When we initially do a diet, yes, you're going to feel amazing, but we have to look at how this impacts our hormones. And as women, 30 plus, if we're fasting all the time, and we're on low calories and doing tons of cardio, it's going to throw off your cortisol to DHEA pathway to where you're going to feel like you're losing muscle. You're going to have more cravings. You're going to start getting hormone imbalances, thyroid issues. So when we're overdoing fasting and then we're taking out all of our carbohydrates, it really throws off the body and long term can work against us. So by working with you, we worked on actually getting the right amount of carbohydrates so that we're able to have the benefits in terms of building muscle and recovery. So you're able to recover from your workouts, give you that good immediate source of energy so you had the fuel throughout your day without feeling the run down. And we did it from specific food sources for you, for your gut, because we did have those sensitivities so that we were able to work on healing the gut while too building your metabolism. So carbs aren't bad. We need them for recovery. And one big thing I did notice too, and I would love your input on this, when the carbs got low, and especially for an extended period of time, did you feel like your stress went up even more, your sleep got worse, and you had more anxiety and like water retention?
Yes, for sure. I found weird because isn't carbs supposed to cause more water retention? I don't know. That's what I had always heard. I'm not an expert, but that's what I had always heard. So yeah, I found that really weird, and that was happening. But of course, the stress part, I mean, I wouldn't link it to that, but it's all related. So yeah. So yes, definitely there was a big difference with that for sure.
Yeah, it's the cortisol works on all of our adrenal pathways and everything, which all regulate your hormones, which regulate your sodium and your potassium, which that's your cells and water and fluid retention. So that's why stress can make the scale go up when you take out your carbs, when your body's flushing out excess sodium. There's so many different factors, which is why I like to throw it out there. It's not carbs are bad. It's looking at the individual and what's going on with them, which is how you're eating more food, down 11 pounds, through healing our gut. And
Yes.
I would love to hear a little bit more about all of the issues that you were having with your gut, your hormones. How are they impacting your life prior?
Yeah, I feel like my mood was always terrible. I was always like on edge, like, or upset, or I'm so much calmer now. Let's put it that way. Calmer. My mood is shifted. I'm not as, I don't know, angry. I don't know what the word is. Angry, maybe.
Irritable?
Irritable. That's the word.
The ability to handle stress, I call it.
Yes. Okay. Much different. And all that I think was the result of being, for sure, feeling the stress, but also I think it was a lot of mental, I guess, issues, and it all related for sure to the gut and the healing of it. Because if I couldn't heal my gut, I would always be bloated. And if I was always bloated, I didn't feel good about myself and feel healthy and feel just no pain and no bloating and no feeling like I'm pregnant almost. Like it was awful. So yeah, definitely there was a big difference in terms of my mood overall and
Why do you
just
feel
my
that?
daily life. Well, because
Or what tools did we do to overcome that you felt were the most beneficial for that?
so I know, okay, definitely the food for sure. The program you had me on, and also like the workouts you had given me, they're very strength based. And although I felt like I was doing great workouts, even that I couldn't understand what was going on with that anymore. I don't know why that wasn't working or helping me, my regular workouts before I met you. But then you had changed them to very strength based, very, I would say, intense kind of workouts, but in a good way. Intense that when I finished my workouts, I feel really good about myself. I feel like, wow, I did that, and I'm going to do the same thing on whenever my next workout is. And that also helps in terms of the way I felt. And then those caused a lot of changes in my body. I can't believe it. Like my body, I feel like has changed so much over the weeks. And I'm happy. I'm so happy with the way it feels. Like my husband the other day, he came behind me, kind of put his hands on my waist, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, there's nothing here. Like, what happened?" And I'm like, "That's Elizabeth."
That's you. You're putting in the work. Did you do the booty
So
grab yet? The what? I get
he
all the booty grab.
literally, he just went like up and down on the side of my body. He's like, "Oh, what is going?" Like, I guess not that he hasn't seen me, but when you feel like when it's out of the blue. And like, I was just at the kitchen sick and he just came behind me and I was like, yeah, he's like, what happened? Look at you. You're all like, you could feel the tightness, the tones that like, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, he could feel it. Yeah. So I was like, wow, if that's not a compliment, I don't know what is.
Oh my gosh, how does that make you feel? Like,
Oh, I was like, you see, this is why Elizabeth is amazing, because even without looking, and this was just like a pat down, like not even like, yeah, one of those. He just could feel the difference. So that made me so happy.
that is like, to me, I love that, because it just, I'm sorry, we want to feel that spark in the fire, and no one can tell you no one can tell you look amazing, and you have to feel it. But if you're not pooping and you have chronic anxiety and everything makes you feel bloated and that's running your mind, it's going to take over your life. And I'm sorry, you're not going to have the libido, and you're not going to feel like, you're not going to want anyone to touch you. So it's super important that, we take care of ourselves. Your health is the only thing you have. And to get to a healthy body weight, you need a healthy body. And I want to come back to that stress part though, because stress was such a huge one for you. And people don't understand that stress literally sheds holes in that gut lining, throwing off our hormones. It could lead to dysbiosis, and stress was such a big one. And a lot of people don't think that's something you would just address in a gut healing or, hormone balancing program. But those are all the things that we did work on together. So how do you feel that, different tools or different things that we work together that actually have helped you get the stress down when other things have not worked for you?
Yes. So stress, I never really thought about as an issue at all, to be honest. I was always just diet and exercise, diet and exercise. You don't think about these other factors, although I've always heard about it. But as you and I were working on it, yes, I just started thinking about things differently. I think a lot of it is a mindset and trying to, follow basically things that you and I had discussed in terms of how to handle stress, maybe breathing techniques, taking a few minutes just to like calm your mind. I know you had also this program that you had attended in terms of calming your stress down. And that was another factor. I mean, I didn't do exactly what you had done, but definitely took the techniques you had given me and applied them. Mostly just trying to keep calm. And I think a lot of the breathing, like the slow breathing, and also just trying to think about things differently. Not freaking out over everything, taking a second, realizing exactly what's what, and then in my mind trying to decide, okay, is this something that I should really freak out over? Like, probably not, like, yeah, it's just basically more slowing down. I think that's the other thing, because everything is go, go, go. So of course everything feels like it's high stress. But when you slow down just a little bit, just so enough for you to take the few seconds to think about things, it makes a big difference. Yeah.
You almost get more productive, and you get actually more done and more quality done when you slow down. My grandma always says, when your shoes are coming untied, it means the angels are telling you need to slow down before something big happens. So anytime things start slipping up in my life, or, you're making a mistake here, you're dropping something, or the shoe is coming untied, I'm like, this is, even if something bad happens, like all our health issues and stuff, I'm like, you know what? This is a red flag telling me I need to address this now. Yeah, it may suck, but something worse could have happened. This could be, you got the anemia, you got all the gut issues, but it brought you to me. And now, you're feeling amazing and you're getting your health back. So yeah, it sucks that you were dealing with feeling pregnant and having all these issues, but now hopefully, you're able to take all these things and help, your friends and share the tools so that more people can feel amazing too.
Yes, definitely. I mean, this program has helped me so much, and I'm so glad that I decided to contact you, because like I said, it's not something I ever would have done at all. It's just not a me thing. Like, I'm so like practical with things, and so not, I don't look at an Instagram and contact people. That's not me. So yeah, I'm happy I decided to do that for sure.
That's so
Thank
great.
you. Mm-hmm.
I just have a few more quick questions for you. I know you tried a lot of things. What were those specific like diets, or did you do testing or any techniques that you tried prior to overcome the gut and the hormone issues and even lose the weight that didn't
Mm-hmm.
actually work for you?
Okay. So I did the fasting
Okay.
for sure. It was, I think, fine effort, but I had been fasting for a while, and I think that's the other problem. And then I did, as you know, mostly veggies and protein, let's say very little carb, and tried to be overactive, I think, in terms of my workouts, like high intensity, like very high intensity,
Yeah.
not realizing that that's probably not a good thing because it's just causing more stress for my body. And so all those things, I think, combined into this big explosive problem for me. So, yeah, it's so weird because all those things are good things. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, nothing about them is really bad, I don't think. But for me, it was just not working out and making me feel terrible to the point that I felt sick almost, after I ate, especially. So,
And
and my meals were also very small. So that's the other thing. Yeah.
are you having cravings anymore? Because I know we're eating more food. We got larger things going on, and we're not doing any extreme fastings with you. We're eating carbs. We're doing zero extremes, no crazy cardio, none of that.
Cravings, no, because I'm satisfied with the food that I'm eating. So there's really no room for craving, I guess. So no, I've been fine in that department for sure.
Awesome. And another little thing, I want to kind of just go in really fast, share a little bit about intermittent fasting and what we did with your diet, your nutrition, and training. So, the big thing with intermittent fasting is I look at things like tools. I've done everything. I've done keto, carnivore, I've done extreme fasting, I've done bananas, you name it. And oh, yeah, 30 bananas a day. I've done that for months for my healing. I need to do a whole story on this for you guys too. So, stay tuned. But my whole thing is we could take anything and we could actually overdo it, especially when it comes to fasting and especially for women 30 plus, because we think stress is just a physical or a mental stress. It isn't. It comes from not eating enough food. It comes from, okay, we're trying to manage a company. We have a family. We're overdoing cardio. We're not getting enough of the carbs. We have maybe pathogens or, hormone imbalances and things coming on. And all of these stressors add up. And then when you take something and we're overdoing it, your body adapts to it and it no longer works. So, if we're doing fasting in the beginning, you're going to see results with it, especially if you're coming from a standard American diet, and there are a lot of good benefits depending on the individual, what their health are with the fasting. But when it comes to fat loss, we have to remember, just like cutting our calories low, and I told you this day one, I'm like, you're on very low calories. I'm not cutting your calories anymore. We are going to heal your gut. We are going to actually build your metabolism. We're going to go very slow with your calories because I know that your stomach shrank to the smaller volume so that you're going to have a hard time getting food in the beginning. And I want you feeling hunger again. I want you losing fat. I want you building muscle. And I want the energy and the health patterns that we're struggling with to go in the opposite direction, going to the bathroom, getting these hormones balancing, sleep getting better, fatigue, anxiety going away. So that was our big predictor that we used to make adjustments and progress pictures versus just the number on the scale, which even though it did drop 11 pounds. But the whole thing coming back to the fasting is I told you day one, you are not going more than 12 hours of fasting. We are getting a first thing, a good meal in the morning. We're going to get the protein in, everything to stabilize our cortisol levels in the morning. And that helps us with cravings. It helps us with energy. It helps us with everything throughout the day. And we were able to build this pattern with us, get the metabolism firing, and actually get you eating more food now, down the 11 pounds with not doing crazy extremes with the cardio. And it was all focused through specific healing elements too with our gut and balancing our hormones. And we did specific things with your supplements too, but the training and not overdoing it, bringing the balance with the nutrition to support your hormones in your body. And I even took down the volume of a few different things in our life so that we had that perfect balance. So sleep got better. And you may have realized this. You may have been doing less, but you were getting stronger, you were feeling less inflamed, and everything that you were struggling with before, even the constipation, started getting better when we made those shifts. Is that correct?
Yes, that's all correct. All of it. Yeah. My
And
constipation was bad for sure. Yeah.
that's the one other area I wanted to hit before you go into that. Can you tell me a little bit more? Because so many people have a hard time pooping and they think it's normal to have to take tons of magnesium or or laxatives and to have one mini poop a week or even a
Yeah.
day. You need consistency.
I didn't realize, but like talking to people, like even just my husband, and like he would just go poo so easily. And I'm like, I wish I could be like that. Like that's what I would say to him. He's like, well, why aren't you? I'm like, I don't know why.
You
I
drink
think it's
more
wrong.
coffee, right? And you're like,
Oh,
that backs me up.
but now I'm much, much better. And I realize I think a lot of it has to do with stress as well. So the calming down helps with that, along with like the food, of course. But yeah, that's gotten so much better for sure. For sure.
And
Which I'm happy about. Yeah.
that's naturally. That's like it's people. I would say that's to me is a big mislooked area. What do you feel like was that big missing link when it comes to struggling with constipation, gas, and bloating for years to overcoming all of that? How many weeks in did you start seeing results with the bloating, the gas, and the bowels going better?
Oh, probably well, first of all, within the first week, there was a difference, and I was kind of surprised. And then consistently after that, of course. And, you know, when there was a week where there wasn't so much of a difference, I was like, well, why is it? But then the following week, I feel like it made up for it. Like the body, I guess, works the way the body is going to work to do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I would say by the end of the first week, there was already a difference for sure with the bloating and definitely with the stomach pain. I would say the pain part diminished, if not went away within the first week. And then it was just mostly bloating, gas, and everything else that the healing. Yeah.
That's a big, I feel like such a big part is people cut all the food out, but they don't do the gut healing. So with you, we added in specific herbs, we added in specific key elements to heal the lining of the gut, to support our stomach acid, pancreatic enzymes. And I don't go full in detail in all everyone's protocols, guys, because everyone's body is different and I customize them all to my clients. But we were healing her gut. We were correcting insufficiencies. And with all of that, Victoria, you went from reacting to so many different foods. Where are we now with our diet, with the expansion of our food, and even with going out and eating and having a reaction?
I don't think I'm having any reactions, and I'm eating a lot of different foods. Like basically the foods I'm eating now, I don't think I would even eat anything else because I don't know if there's anything else I could add in.
Because you're eating so much variety.
Variety, yeah. And I like the variety because it makes me feel normal. Like people eat this stuff all the time. Like I was like, what was going on with me? Why couldn't I do that? But yeah, definitely night and day from where I started in terms of the amount of food and the types of food for sure.
To me, that's such a win because we don't want to ever we get, like I said, we get in this place of restriction bubble. We need to cut out more. We can't do carbs. We can't do this food. And then we don't heal. We don't get to the root cause. We don't address the stress, the sleep, all the other aspects. And then we add the food back in, we react and we think we're broken. Same thing with weight loss. We tried the extremes and it's really about just taking a bigger, open kind of approach, holistic approach to it. And that's really why I created my 90-day program for you guys, because I just know that it's more than just, okay, go follow this meal plan and go, because we're in a place where our mind has gone to where we have so much anxiety around food. We don't know what to do. And it's really important to have that support, that individual there with you to take you along that way. And I think that just, to me, is a very important part, because when you're shifting your diet and your lifestyle, it could be so scary, but it doesn't have to be if you're doing it in the right way and you have someone there with you to make the adjustments each week.
And that's what it is. It's fear, I guess, of getting worse or fear of the unknown, but you made it so easy. And basically you put me in my place, which is a good thing. Sometimes we need that. We need to be told, like, listen, this is what needs to happen and you need to do things this way in order to feel better. And like I said, I trusted the process and I trusted you. And I loved, like I said, when we first met, I loved that it was actually you and not a representative like other pro.
I've been asked if
So,
I was AI before. They're like, is this you or you? I'm like, it's me. I'm like, Tank is over here somewhere.
so that was a huge thing for me, like in terms of even trust. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, thank you for putting your trust in me. And thank you so much for coming on here today. If there was somebody that was in your shoes, what advice would you give to them? I always love leaving with that because I just feel like you guys, we all go through different healing places and everyone has such great advice.
Basically, if anybody's having any stomach issues or anything that they're not feeling good in terms of their diet, their lifestyle, how they're feeling, give you a try. At least set up a first call, because it could change your life. And to me, that's a huge thing. Like, from feeling terrible and awful and not wanting to even leave the house, let's say, to feeling so much better and looking better and mentally better and physically better, like just everything positive happening. There's every reason why people should give you a shot, for sure. And like I said, I'm not one of these people who try these sorts of things. So if I'm saying it, trust me, it's worth doing. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. Like, literally, you're gonna make me cry. I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful that you put your trust in me, because I know how hard it could be when you're trying all the things out there and you keep feeling like you're getting hit down. And just thank you again. Your story is gonna help and just inspire so many women. You're down 11 pounds. We're pooping. We got our energy back. Hormones are balancing, and we're gonna continue to keep you feeling your best, because you got the tools and we're doing it in a sustainable way. So thank you again, Victoria, for coming on.
This transformation is proof that real change is possible. Whether you've been struggling with weight loss, battling low energy and cravings, or feeling stuck in frustration, it's never too late to turn things around. And you can do this too. If you're tired of starting over, frustrated with slow progress, or just ready to feel in control and confident with your health and in your body, our 90-day whole body transformation is here to guide you step by step. This isn't about quick fixes or extreme plans. It's about learning how to fuel your body so cravings don't control you. Building strength and muscle with workouts that you actually enjoy, and addressing the root causes like gut and hormone imbalances so that you can finally see real permanent progress. Click the link in the description so you can learn how you can lose fat and keep it off for good, feel energized and confident in your body, and finally achieve results that last.